Hi there, everybody. My name is Kate, and welcome to my channel, Trinergy Awakens Naturally. So, my spiritual team, first of all, sorry, let me get going in case you are watching randomly. I am an intuitive, an empath, a clairvoyant, whatever you want to call it. I'm one of those spooky chicks that gets messages from the divine. And so I got downloads this morning. They haven't stopped like for a couple of days now, but this is super intense. And I was getting ready to go to my job. So I thought, well, okay, I roll on this. I get in the car and I make videos usually when I'm on the road. So this is a little bit weird to actually be sitting down because my job got canceled at the last minute. Like I was getting my keys and thought, I probably should double check and make sure that my client is still good this morning, and got the, yeah, no, not so much. Please don't come around. We got COVID. Like, cool. Sorry that you're sick. However, thank you. This gives me an opportunity to share what I got without having to be watching the road at the same time, because this stuff is hella intense. Currently, it's Mercury retrograde. However, truth, rolls pretty much all the time. It doesn't matter whether it's Mercury retrograde or not. However, just for relevance, it is Mercury retrograde. Message that Mercury retrograde, see, distraction. Don't get distracted, Kate. Get right here with it, and don't wait. Don't be late. So Mercury retrograde or not, truth is going to come through regardless. It's just that when the veil is thin, or when there's planets aligning that really push energies to be incredibly strong, the messages tend to come through more easily, especially for empaths and anybody that's looking into energetic spaces and places in the quantum field. When we're peeking in on that, it's easier to take a peek sometimes, and sometimes those fields come zinging through and go, take a peek at me right now. So the messages have been intense. So anyway, one of the messages that I got, there's probably going to be a few today, especially since I'm off, one of the messages that I got is that be still and know that you're not God. For people that know what I mean by that, you know what I mean. And I don't mean, be still and know that I'm God in a terrible way. I don't mean be still and know that you're not God. I don't mean that in a terrible way. I mean, let's put things into perspective. When we give keys to a new driver and we give them the keys to the Ferrari, we are asking, we are begging a brand new driver to take that car and completely destroy it, to misuse it, abuse it, and run it hard, because it's a souped up machine, basically, that they technically have the license to drive it. They've been given a broadband license to, you can get into any vehicle that's designated DOT standards, you can do that, and golf carts and everything else. So yeah, sure, here you are. However, not necessarily taking into account, not every brand new driver is horrible. However, every brand new driver, with a license, a brand new licensed driver, every one of those is, we do not have, we do not have necessarily, bless her heart, she's just letting me know, thank you very much, sorry for that. We do not have the experience yet on deck. We might have been, practicing for a year, and I'm talking a brand new driver. I'm not talking about somebody with a brand new license that's been driving for 25 years unauthorized or whatever. I'm not talking about all those scenarios. I'm talking, take literal. This is somebody without the experience. They haven't been driving a vehicle very long. They're not necessarily familiar with driving in every road condition or weather condition. Even if they've been driving for a year of practice with an adult, a more experienced driver, doesn't mean they've hit, if they only drive in Florida, they haven't driven in snow. If they only, drive in mountains, they've never driven on sand, things like that. And so until we get out in our car and we putt around, vroom vroom, zoom zoom, that we're in every condition possible, we're going to be learning as we go. We're going to be earning those positions of authority to say, yeah, I feel really pretty good driving around in the mountains, or I feel really pretty good driving in the snow, or I feel pretty good driving, with hazardous conditions. I can handle myself because I can react in an appropriate and good way, that I can keep my cool, etc., etc., etc. So handing over the keys to our spiritual sovereignty and authority by telling a brand new person who's newly awakened or really likes the idea of, hey, I like spiritual authority and I like manifestation even better. So let me get in here, meditate, learn how to manipulate energy, and I'm going to start calling into me all kinds of stuff that gives me my authority and my agency over my own energy, which there's nothing wrong with awakening to, hey, I'm my own spiritual authority. I am my own personal spiritual sovereignty. I have governance over that. That's a good thing. And my dog is giving us a soundbite, thirsty. He hasn't come out of that room for the whole morning, hasn't been out at all, and suddenly he's thirsty. So forgive my dog if you can hear him, but I do love the fact that all of the environment is supporting everything that I say, think, do, etc. It's especially when I tune into it to notice that that's what they're doing, is supporting me. It's up to me to take a look at that and gain all of the knowledge that that has for me. So going back to the idea that when we start this process of our spiritual journey, a lot of times we're told by the spiritual community, especially, the new age bypass stuff is really great. You can manifest whatever you want to. You can call in your lover, you can call in your car, you can call in your job, you can attract all of these things to you. And as your spiritual sovereignty grows, you certainly can. However, is the Ferrari in your hands, is that exactly what is the most beneficial thing to do? Is that the most beneficial car for somebody who's hot-headed, for somebody who's temperamental, that can't, control themselves in a delicate situation on the highway? Do they have road rage issues, etc.? So we call these things into ourselves sometimes, and we're not quite ready for them because we have spiritual authority. And the minute we know and understand that, we know that we are God. We sit down and we're still and we know, I'm God. I can do what I want to. Well, we can. However, knowing we're God also means that we understand and know very, 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 very intrinsically and very deeply that we are not God. We are not the ultimate authority. If we really want to surrender to the process, then we have to understand that I am governance and God of my vehicle, my vessel. However, I am not the end-all be-all. I am merely a vehicle for that transmission of information, at least in my particular understanding and the way that I move and operate in the world, is that I don't tell the universe what's best for me, because my higher self, my oversoul, God, my team, however you bag all that up and understand it, is what I'm talking about, is that I don't tell that I know as a human the complete and total picture. I know how to operate with that total complete picture that I'm being given the slice of, that I'm being given the piece of information about. If I haven't obtained something that I think I wanted or that I was led to, it meant that that's not for you in that way. It means change your perception, Kate, of what it is that you're doing. And you don't have keys to the Ferrari just yet, baby. There's a reason. It's because we don't want you to go mash that thing up. We don't want you to mangle up your life in a way that's going to be really terrible. We don't want you to have more power and authority. If you're in a golf cart somewhere in your life there, Kate, there's a reason. That learn how to, move that little vehicle of that part of your life, that slice of your life. Learn how to use that in the way that it's designated. And there's nothing wrong with driving a golf cart right there. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because a golf cart sometimes is what's going to be able to move over that terrain softly without blowing it over and destroying it. Maybe there's some areas where, the least intervention, the least souped up thing is the best way that we can navigate that part of us, that part of life, that part of whatever the experience is. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who, if you come in something all souped up in a Ferrari, maybe that's going to be too much. Maybe that's going to be a little bit overbearing, or a little bit, putting the power differential too much, making it look like you all that, or giving them the keys to the Ferrari and they've got the power differential in their hands. There's a way of doing this where we sit down and understand that, yes, I am God of me, God and authority of me in my energetic sovereignty. However, I am not the ultimate authority, because I yield to that which sees the more complete picture. I yield to that which understands the oversight of the bigger plan for humanity. If I'm here on a designated mission as a starseed or a light worker, and many of us are, not everybody is, on a mission specifically to do something for humanity. They're not, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not better or worse. It's just understanding what is my assignment and where is my alignment to be in that. If I'm in that space of understanding that I have a mission, I have a job, I have some work that I'm here to do, then it's best. It has been always best for me to not worry about what's you and what you're doing. It's best for me to know, how do I align with what is mine and only mine, and how do I do that? Not comparing myself to what other people are doing, not looking at my jalopy and saying, well, that's not good enough. It's not a Ferrari. They have a Ferrari. How come I don't? There's no comparative study when we know exactly that we are God and that we are not God. Inauspicious us is auspicious us all at the same time. When we understand the power of the paradox and the polarity of I am all of that and I am nothing. I am everything and I am no thing. When we understand that Wayne Dyer stuff, really well, and we've been handed opportunities to see that polarity and come to the balance of understanding that, yeah, okay, I am everything and I am nothing. And what do I do with that? How do I move my vehicle forward? 1010, thank you. In the most gracious, graceful way possible. How can I bring to humanity what my light worker starseed mission is? How do I bring forward the power of me, understanding that I yield to the power of divinity moving through me, that's the most powerful position that I can be, knowing that I am absolutely nothing and absolutely everything all at one time. For a lot of us, when we're struggling in that ego identification, or we're struggling with history, we're struggling with healing and getting over relationship issues and childhood issues and things like that, we have a hard time moving through those ego identities because we don't want to let go of, well, my Ferrari, I deserve to have that. Well, of course, we deserve to have that which really enriches our soul and really truly makes us whole. And if it's met with having a Ferrari, then what happens when that Ferrari no longer works? 1111, thank you. What happens when that relationship doesn't come to us the way that we think it should, or it doesn't come in the time? Then we're beating ourselves up on timelines and schedules and expectations that 1122, it could very well be, it always has been for me, that when something isn't coming the way that I think that it should, okay, well, let's talk about that, Kate, because you absolutely have the right to ask questions, and it's always going to be necessary that you do. If you're not getting what you want, what is the problem there? What is the blockage? Is it that thing? Is it truly, 1144, what you want? Is it truly what is the best thing for you? And is there some reason that you are unhappy with where you are when that's not around? What's the problem with that? Because the baseline understanding here is that you're good. And if you're not, why not? Let's get to the reason. Why are you dissatisfied in this very moment? Eckhart Tolle talks about the now and the power of the now. The power of the now. Are you 1212? Are you living, breathing, having your being right now? And if there's not some sense of joy and okayness and peace and quiet and I am God and I am not God, I am everything and I am nothing, if we're not in that balanced state, what is it that's getting in the way of that? Don't wait and discovering what that is. And there's no thing out here that can tell me that. My environment can give me clues all day long. I can hear my dog saying, boy, I sure am thirsty right about now. What am I thirsty to know? What am I in my environment? What can I grow and know more about? What can I see out here that's showing me? What can I feel and resonate with inside of me to get to that place where I have keys to Ferraris in the places where it's really cool to have keys to Ferraris? And I don't want a Ferrari on a golf course more than likely. I don't golf, but I'm going to assume that we don't want to be tearing up the whole greens, right? We want to have those vehicles and those abilities and those skills at exactly the place that we can handle them and that we actually can enjoy and be in that now moment, celebrating 1313, everything that we're doing. And also knowing that if I don't have the keys to the Ferrari right there, there may be a reason that has to do with we're not quite ready for the Ferrari. We're not quite ready for that advanced model. And that's okay. There's no shame necessary when we're doing the work to unclog all of those blockages. Then we're okay with knowing that I wasn't quite ready for that just yet. I wasn't quite ready. I needed to be in a much smaller, car that I could handle that very well and then move up into the next advanced model. So it's more about flowing with the moment and knowing that I am everything and I am nothing and I'm okay with that. Because sometimes we're leaning more into the I'm everything and I'm looking like I'm everything, I'm feeling like I'm everything. And sometimes we're over here with I'm nothing and wow, I'm going to have to work through the butthurt about that. And it's okay. It's swinging into those places and knowing that our ego is really the only thing that gets in our way, that keeps us from understanding those Ferrari moments and those golf cart putt-putt, everything's broken. There's a lot of stuff in between. And the Ferrari is not the most advanced thing that we could be in, and the golf cart is not the, least of all that we could be using for our benefit. It's a matter of understanding ourselves very differently through a lot of different lenses. So anyway, take care of yourself and enjoy your day no matter what part of the day you're in. And remember, get within your skin because you're divine. It understands absolutely every single time, all day, all the time how to keep you in line. Your higher self already knows where you want to go. So plug into that and know that, be still. I am not God, and I am, all at the same time, and I get that. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye, friends.